Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Ramesh, sir. Ramesh, sir.
Once they are putting signature,
right side. ಅವತರ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಕಳ್ಳು ಶೇರ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರಾ ಟಿಫನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಟ್ರು ಅಂತಾನೆ ಟಿಫನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಹೌದೇ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ನೀವು
ಬರ್ರಿ ಇದೆ ಆಯ್ತು
Bag and tag it.
దాంట్లో ఉన్నట్టు
Vijay Good morning, everyone. We have the gracious presence of dignitaries for this inaugural event. I now request CMA Shri Vishwanth Bhat, Chairman SIRC ICMAI, to escort the Chief Guest Shri Kamal, Bali, President and Managing Director of Volvo Group India, to the dais.
Central Council member and CMA Kumar, Secretary of SIRC of ICMAI, and Girish
to accompany the former president of our institute, Shri CMA Jain Venkataraman, sir. Not yet come. Okay. I invite the guests.
Too late, To create an atmosphere of devotion and dedication, we commence the program with prayer to the Lord. I request CMA Shri Lakshminarayana to invoke the blessings of Lord Ganesha for a successful and fruitful convention.
गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्भू फलसारभक्षितं नाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् नमः शारदे उमामहेश्वरी निम्मೊಳಗಿಗ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಶಾರದೆ ಉಮಾಮಹೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಳಗಿಗ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ಕಮ್ಮಗೋಲನ ವೈರಿ ಸುತನಾದ ಸೊಂಡಿಲ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ಗಣನಾಥನೆ ಕಣಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಶಾರದೆ ಉಮಾಮಹೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಳಗಿಗ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ಮೋರೆ ಕಪ್ಪಿದ ಬಾವ ಮರದ ಗಲದ ಕಿವಿ ಕೋರೆ ದಾಡಿವ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ಮೋರೆ ಕಪ್ಪಿನ ಬಾವ ಮರದ ಗಲದ ಕಿವಿ ಕೋರೆ ದಾಡಿವ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ಮೂರು ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ಸೂತ ಮುರಿದಿಟ್ಟ ಚಂದ್ರನ ಧೀರತ ಗಣನಾಥನೆ ಅಮ್ಮಯ್ಯ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಶಾರದೆ ಉಮಾಮಹೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಳಗಿಗ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ಹುಟ್ಟದಟ್ಟಿಯು ಬಿಗಿದುಟ್ಟ ಚಲ್ಲಣದ ದಿಟ್ಟ ತಾನಿವ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ಪಟ್ಟದ ರಾಣಿ ಪಾರ್ವತಿಯ ಕುಮಾರನೇ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಯ ಗಣನಾಥನೆ ಅಮ್ಮಯ್ಯ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಶಾರದೆ ಉಮಾಮಹೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಳಗಿಗ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ರಾಶಿ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯ ಬಲ್ಲ ರಮಣಿ ಹಂಬಲನೊಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷಿಗ ನಿವ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ರಾಶಿ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯ ಬಲ್ಲ ರಮಣಿ ಹಂಬಲನೊಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷಿಗ ನಿವ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ಲೇಸಾಗಿ ಜನರ ಸಲಹುವಕಾಗಿ ನೆಲೆಯಾದಿ ಲೇಸಾಗಿ ಜನರ ಸಲಹುವಕಾಗಿ ನೆಲೆಯಾದಿ ಕೇಶವದಾಸ ಕಣ್ಣೆ ಅಮ್ಮಯ್ಯ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಶಾರದೆ ಉಮಾಮಹೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಳಗಿಗ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ಕಮ್ಮಗೋಲನ ವೈರಿ ಸುತನಾದ ಸೊಂಡಿಲ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ಗಣನಾಥನೆ ಕಣಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಶಾರದೆ ಉಮಾ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಳಗಿಹ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಳಗಿಹ ನ್ಯಾರಮ್ಮ.
ಜ್ಯೋತಿರ್ಗಮಯ ಮೃತ್ಯುರ್ಮಾಮೃತಂ ಗಮಯ ಮಾ ಸದ್ಗಮಯ ತಮಸೋ ಮಾಮೃತಂ ಗಮಯ ಅಸತೋ ಮಾ ಸದ್ಗಮಯ ತಮಸೋ ಮಾ ಜ್ಯೋತಿರ್ಗಂ ಗಮಯ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ.
On the dais and off the dais to join the auspicious beginning of the program with lighting the lamp. For formal inauguration of the convention. Now it's time to welcome the guest. I request CMA Shri Abhijeet Jain, Chairman of Bengaluru Chapter, to welcome the gathering.
Chief guest of the event, Shri Kamal Bali sir, President and Managing Director of Volvo Group India, esteemed dignitaries, senior members, fellow professionals and dear participants. A very warm and heartful welcome to each one of you to this regional CMA convention 2024-25, which is jointly organized by the SIRC of ICMAI and the Bangalore chapter of ICMAI. It is indeed an honor to stand before you, before such an distinguished audience, I should say, of professionals, thoughtful leaders and aspiring CMAs, all gathered here for what? To deliberate. To deliberate on what? On the future of our profession under the theme Next Gen CMA Roadmap for Elevating Cost and Management Accounting with AI. As we step into an era where technology is redefining the role of finance professionals, the integration of AI in CMA, that's cost and management accounting, is no longer a futuristic concept. It is a present reality. We have to live with it. This convention serves as a vital platform to explore how AI can enhance our profession, equipping CMAs with the necessary tools and drive business transformation and informed decision making. I again would like to stress that we are privileged to have Shri Kamal Baliji, the President and MD of Volvo Group India, as our chief guest today, whose insights will undoubtedly inspire and guide us as we navigate this evolving landscape. I extend my deepest gratitude to him for gracing this occasion with his presence. Thank you, sir. May I request Vishwanth Bhat, the SIRC chairman and the chairman of the convention, to welcome Shri Kamal Bali, sir, with a sapling, please. I would also like to welcome CMA Bibhuti Bhushan Naikji in absentia, the president of the institute, who was supposed to be here, but due to last-minute travel changes, he was unable to make it to the inauguration program today. In absentia, I would like to welcome him as well. I would also like to extend a special welcome to our senior dignitaries on the stage, CMA SK Mehta ji, the ED of HAL. Now, I would like to take this opportunity myself to welcome him with a sapling, please. Prasad ji, and I would request CMA Suresh or Gunjlli, the Central Council member from Karnataka, to welcome CMA TCA Srinivasa Prasad ji with a sapling. I would now like to welcome CMA to welcome Suresh Gunjlli, sir, with a sapling, please. I welcome CMA Vishwanth Bhatji, the CMA SIRC chairman and the chairman of this grand convention, and I would request CMA Girish Kambadaraya to welcome CMA Vishwanth Bhat with a sapling. I welcome CMA Girish Kambadaraya, SIRC Council, Regional Council member and co-convener of this RCC, and I would like to welcome him with a sapling. I would now like to welcome our former president, Jain Venkataraman sir, who has just arrived on stage, please. Sir, if you can please take your seat. And I would request CMA Vishwanth Bhat to welcome CMA Jain Venkataraman sir, our former president and youngest member of the Bangalore chapter. I welcome CMA, welcome him with a sapling. Thank you, sir. Now I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to all the esteemed Central Council members, distinguished Regional Council members, respected Managing Committee members of the Bangalore chapter of ICMAI, former presidents of the Institute, esteemed former chairpersons of SIRC, distinguished former chairpersons of the Bangalore chapter, respected representatives of various chapters from different states in the south who have traveled to be a part of this gathering and the grand RCC, reinforcing the strength and unity of our CMA fraternity. Our valued member delegates, student delegates, sponsors, and press and media, whose participation and support make this convention truly meaningful. This convention is not just about learning. It is about collaboration, networking, and shaping the roadmap for a future CMA. I encourage each of you to actively engage, exchange ideas, and make the most of the knowledge sharing sessions lined up for the next 2 days. On behalf of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, I once again extend my warmest welcome to all of you. Let us work together to embrace the new age advancements and elevate our profession to the greater heights. Thank you, and I wish you all successful and encouraging convention. Thank you all.
Dignitaries on the dais, Chief Guest of the day, Sri Kamal Bali sir, Vice President of the Institute, CMA TCA Srinivasa Prasad, young and energetic, always he is supportive for us, CMA Venkataraman, past President, Central Council Member, CMA Suresh Gunjlli, and another guest of honor and ED of HAL, Mehta sir, my council colleague and secretary of the SIRC, Praveen Kumar, and chairman of the Bengaluru chapter, CMA Abhijeet Jain, PD chairman of SIRC, CMA Girish Kambadaraya, and lot of dignitaries of the dais. SAPA, past SAPA President Ian Raman sir, past President Durga Prasad sir, MGK sir, and Raju Iyer sir, and all Central Council member. Due to time constraint, I will not name each and everybody. Central Council members, SIRC, my council colleagues, past chairman of the Bengaluru chapters, then chapter representatives and representative of the corporates, ladies and gentlemen. If I leave anybody, it is not intentional. See, if I want to name, maybe I will name around 150 people from here. That is not possible. Once again, thank you very much. I have received a lot of support from each and every corner and all the members and corporates. Then, if you talk about today's subject, as a CMS we know very well, today at least 80% of the policy maker of the institute is here. Around 12 to 13 Central Council members are here. Whatever we are doing today, tomorrow it is not present, or it is not technically, if you are not upgraded, definitely in future it is very difficult for us. That is why artificial intelligence in each and every corner of the country, if you go to the corporate or if you discuss in professional circle, everybody is discussing about artificial intelligence. As a professional, we need to know whole idea of the artificial intelligence, what exactly it is, how industry is using, how professional we can use, and in an industry, by using this technology, manufacturing process and whole economy and professional, how we can use it, everything we need to discuss in institute level and in industry level also. That is why we have decided to organize artificial intelligence impact of each and every corner. If you see the subject, first subject is our seminar subject is Impact of Artificial Intelligence on Industry. By using technology, how you will change the manufacturing process, how you will change the service sector, all these things we are discussing today. For that we are having a very good speakers. If you see the second technical session, strategic cost management, budgeting and forecasting. We know very well, whenever you want to spend a money, you have to have a budget, forecast, based on you have to spend it. Earlier we used to do manually, then all Excel, all whatever system, everything has come. Now by using artificial intelligence, how we can plan the forecasting and budgeting, that we will discuss today. Then third technical session, we know very well, cost audit is a bread and butter of our members and practitioners. Cost audit and ESG, by using artificial intelligence, how we will do it? By whenever you are extracting your data, whenever you are maintaining the data in an industry, how we can use the artificial intelligence. In third session, we will deal with that. Then in between, there is a inspirational speech also there. Then tomorrow's topic, first session or fourth session, technical session, employing artificial intelligence in compliance and reporting. Compliance means either it is an indirect tax or a direct tax or filing of cost audit report, so on, list is going so on. All these things, by using artificial intelligence, how we are able to manage properly, that we are discussing tomorrow. Then fifth technical session, cost and management public infrastructure project. We know very well, especially in public infrastructure project, government is spending lot of money. They are unable to manage the project well within the time. Because of that, there is a cost overrun. By using artificial intelligence, how we are able to manage the public infrastructure project, that we are discussing tomorrow. Then last technical subject, very, very important for us, upskilling of CMA to face the challenges. We are all professionals. We are having a technical knowledge, but long back, we have cleared our professional course. Day by day, whole economy is changing. Way in which they are doing the work, that is changing. For that, we need to upskill our knowledge. By using artificial intelligence, how we are able to upskill our knowledge, that we will discuss in fifth technical session. For all these things, we are having all stalwarts. Before that, in plenary session, we are discussing artificial intelligence overall idea. And with this, we are not closing. Now we are having a Kamal Bali sir. He is a IITian and he is having around 30 years experience in industry. He has seen each and every corner of the problems of the industry. And in changing scenario, in changing world, how we are able to manage the corporate, that is what he is going to deal with. With this, I will close my overview. Maybe this technical deliberation, definitely it is helpful for all the corporate delegates and our members. Thank you very much once again to organizers.
Thank you, CMA, Mr. Vishwanth Bhat, SIRC, to address the gathering.
Good morning. Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. As Mr. Vishwanth Bhat has already covered the names of almost all the members in the front row and on the dais. Again, I am not going to take much time on this. Esteemed guests, fellow CMAs, ladies and gentlemen, it is with immense pleasure I welcome you all to this inaugural session of the seminar on Next Gen CMA Roadmap for Elevating Cost and Management Accounting with AI, organized by SIRC of ICMA along with Bengaluru chapter. In today's rapidly evolving digital age, artificial intelligence is not just a futuristic concept, it's a transformative force directly impacting industries, professionals, especially those dealing with financial data like cost and management accounting. As CMAs, we stand at the forefront of driving business value and navigating complex financial landscapes. The advent of AI presents both unprecedented opportunities and significant challenges for our profession. AI-powered tools offer significant potential for automation and efficiency gains. Imagine how much time can be freed up from routine tasks like data entry and report generation, allowing us to focus more on strategic activities. Further, AI can analyze massive data, providing data-driven insights that would be impossible to achieve manually. You can take the example of AI could analyze sales data and identify the hidden patterns that reveal much customer segments which are most profitable, allowing us to tailor our marketing efforts more effectively. This empowers us to provide more accurate and insightful financial projections and support data-driven business decisions. AI can also assist us in making more informed and timely decisions by providing real-time predictive analysis, identifying potential risks, and simulating various scenarios to assess their impact on the business. Moreover, AI is creating new roles and opportunities for our profession, such as AI auditors, AI risk managers, and AI ethical specialists. By embracing these emerging roles, we can position ourselves as leaders in the AI-driven economy. AI navigating this transition requires proactive change management. This includes continuous upskilling and reskilling of AI and data analytics. We must acquire the necessary expertise through certifications, training programs, and continuous learning initiatives. But it is not just about technical skills. We also need to develop our critical thinking and problem-solving abilities to effectively interpret and utilize the insights AI provides. As we rely more on AI and data, protecting sensitive financial information becomes even more crucial. We need to be proactive in implementing robust cybersecurity measures and ensuring compliance with relevant data privacy regulations. This includes understanding the potential vulnerabilities of AI systems themselves and implementing safeguards against malicious attacks or unintended data breaches. Another important change management is fostering a culture of trust and transparency around AI. We need to ensure that AI systems are used responsibly and ethically, and their decisions are explainable and understandable. This involves clear communication and collaboration between CMAs, IT professionals, and business leaders. We must also be prepared to address the potential impact of AI on the workforce, including the need for reskilling and upskilling initiatives to support employees in adapting to new roles and responsibilities. The future of CMA profession lies in embracing the transformative power of AI by adopting new technologies, adapting to the changing landscape, and proactively managing transitions. CMAs can navigate challenges and unlock unprecedented growth opportunities. CMAs play a critical role in this transformation. They are uniquely positioned to harness AI's capabilities to enhance business value and provide strategic insights. By leveraging AI-powered tools, CMAs can automate routine tasks, analyze massive data, and generate data-driven insights that are better decision making. This allows CMAs to focus on higher value activities such as strategic planning, risk management, and business innovation. This seminar will provide a platform for us to delve deeper into the intricacies of AI, explore its potential applications with cost and management accounting, and discuss strategies for navigating challenges and seizing opportunities. By actively participating in these discussions and sharing insights, CMAs can collectively explore the exciting possibilities that AI presents for the future of our profession and contribute to building a brighter tomorrow for cost and management accounting. I urge each of you to actively engage in the discussions, share your unique perspectives, and network with your fellow professionals. Your contributions are vital to shaping the future of our profession. let us collectively explore the exciting possibilities that AI presents for the future of our profession and contribute to building a brighter tomorrow for the world of cost and management accounting. Thank you.
Suresh Gunjlli, Central Council member from Bengaluru, to address the gathering.
Namaskara. Good morning, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and my fellow CMAs. It is with immense pleasure that I welcome all of you to Bangalore for the Regional CMA Convention 2025. It is my privilege to stand before such a distinguished gathering of professionals and share few thoughts on a topic that is shaping future of our profession. As you may know that All India Council of Technical Education has declared 2025 as the year of artificial intelligence, reinforcing India's commitment to becoming a global leader in AI. In alignment with the vision, Southern India Regional Council has chosen a truly relevant and forward-looking theme for this convention: Next Gen CMA Roadmap for Elevating CMA Profession and Accounting with AI. We live in an era where learning is no longer a one-time event, but a continuous process. As Alvin Toffler rightly said, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. The essential skills we need to acquire for the present and future. In today's rapidly evolving world, professionals must continuously upgrade their skills sets to stay ahead. Some of the most essential skills required to thrive in this new landscape include leadership and management, guiding teams and organizations through change, coding and digital literacy, understanding and leveraging technology, public speaking and communication, effectively conveying ideas, problem solving and critical thinking, making informed and strategic decisions, data analysis and AI integration, extracting meaningful insight from the vast data, creativity and emotional intelligence, human skills that AI can never replace. While AI is revolutionizing industries, it cannot replace human brain, emotional intelligence, and critical thinking. Instead, AI should be seen as an enabler, a tool that empowers CMAs to transform from number crunchers to the strategic advisor and data-driven leaders. Shaping the future of CMA profession. As we stand on the brink of a technological revolution, AI is shaping decision-making, enhancing operational efficiency, and unlocking new possibilities for business. For CMAs, this is a golden opportunity to evolve, adapt, and lead, and make a great presence in the economy and country and world. This summit is designed to provide a comprehensive roadmap for integrating AI into cost and management accounting, not just as a tool, but as a game changer in how we analyze data, optimize costs, and drive business growth. Over the next 2 days, we will hear from expert speakers and thought leaders who will help us navigating this exciting transformation. Their insights will be invaluable in ensuring that CMA continue to be relevant, indispensable, and future-ready in their digital age. Let us embrace this change, seize the opportunities ahead, and chart a bold new future for CMA profession. Thanking you.
Just a number. This is in fact demonstrated by 84-year young member of our institute, who is also the former president of ICMAI. It gives me an immense pleasure to now invite CMA Shri Jain Venkataraman to share his perspective.
Morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure to participate in this regional convention. Our Vice President, Srinivasa Prasad, Chief Guest, Mr. Bali, and all the dignitaries in the dais. I'm not taking the name because I'll be taking more time rather than this. And I should address Vishwanth Bhat and congratulate him because the concept of regional convention probably the first row people few may be aware of, started from Bengaluru chapter. I still recollect Ganapati Suduranam, Kalyanaraman, Srinivasa. I was a youngster, almost that generation, young cost accountant, and few others thought only national convention give opportunity for all the people. But the chapters do conduct some convention, that's all right. We should give an opportunity for the entire region also to discuss the latest topics, and particularly the next generation. It's a perennial thing, it's going on. I have seen 6 generations of cost accountant. Probably you may be aware of. I don't know how many more. I don't think I'll see any more. For the last almost 82 years I have been seeing, out of which 66 years I have been a core cost accountant. That shows not only we have to pursue our knowledge, we have to be running the race and winning the race, adopting the new techniques and methods. Vishwanth Bhat, when I was coming, did mention artificial intelligence rule the next generation and the further generations also. Probably you might be aware, several leading software companies are investing big money on AI. Yesterday I was reading the newspaper, the Bengaluru traffic have adopted AI to catch all the traffic. All signals are with it. So that's how when they're all running, cost and management accountant has to run along with it. Our techniques of 60s should be automatically changed. Probably we were not even aware of computer. We were having calculating machines, etc. But today at this stage, even at this, I should organize myself with new software, etc. I still remember Durga Prasad in Hyderabad. We prepared a knowledge pack during those days. We tried to adopt new thing. During 2000, our friend Gopala Krishnan, former president, did attempt to bring the next generation. Already 15 years over. The world has changed. Whatever I have learned during those days, I have to forget about it. Fundamentals, retain it. Okay? Such being the case, it gives an opportunity for the new generation of cost and management accountants to run along with the society, not only in Karnataka, not only in India, entire global. In fact, now it is the question of whether I'm working here or in Amsterdam, it means the same, but you have to prepare yourself for whatever it is there for the next generation. I still recollect 20 years back, N.R. Narayan Murthy and Mukesh Ambani, when I was in ICMAI convention, did mention what you are cheating percentage student will not be okay even for 10 years. You have to prepare them for another 40 years. N.R. Narayan Murthy started, I will start my own training scheme. Graduates or only raw materials, I'll prepare them. I think even without mic, I am audible. Thank you. So he started his own training center at Mysore. Such being the case, our institute, Institute of Cost and Management Accountants India, will go ahead with region and the chapter, and particularly the dignitaries will enlighten the new generation as to how to go in the new way, the new roadmap of cost and management accountant. I am extremely thankful to the present management for having remembered me and invited me. As long as I live, I do participate in that. Of late, I am not participating in the national convention because of physical reasons. At least the regional convention, when it is happening in your own city, you should be there. Probably 5 minutes late I came, I never come. Bangalore traffic. I should have started at 9 o'clock, not 9:15. So that is the thing. So AI should be adopted within you also. Thank you. All the best. Please enjoy this stay, and host of topics which is being discussed will be absorbed by you. You will all take away within these 2 days the new intelligence for the new roadmap for our existence. Thank you once again.
The quote, the way to bring about a change is to be proactive and active. I request Vice President of our institute, CMA Shri TCA Srinivasa Prasad sir, to address the gathering.
Namaskara. Am I audible? Last tak. Namaskara. Namaste. President CMA Vibhuti Bhushan Naik, along with the entire council, sends his wishes for the success of this event. As was explained, due to some other preoccupation, he could not come. Dignitaries on the dais, and all you dignitaries of the dais who have put us on the dais, pranam to all of you. The event with emphasis on AI, I think Chairman SIRC was explaining, it's really an event, today's event, which is completely focusing on AI, is being aptly, the word, I think I was trying to find out some other word, could not, but I think that's the apt word, aptly being held at Bengaluru, which is the Silicon Valley of India. And GNV sir had also said that the idea emanated from this place. So thank you, Bengaluru, for this event being organized at this place. We have very renowned experts who will be addressing us on the various topics related with AI. So I think all of us are eager to listen to them. So we will listen, and as was being told, that maybe we will have to unlearn and relearn some of the things. When we talk about unlearn and relearn, thank you. So when we talk about that, if you look at it, the topic, the theme talks about next gen CMAs. So what I was looking at, it is not next gen CMAs per se, the next gen persons. I believe we will have to have another generation within ourselves. We will have to take a rebirth professionally for the next gen AI paradigm. So we have to have a generation within ourselves. I think we should not wait for the next gen CMAs to come and do the job. All of us, I think, we will have to get ready so that we become definitely relevant even tomorrow and the day after and the day after. The institute has got a separate committee on AI. So this is the first year, second year, last year, at the middle of the year we did this committee. The institute has got an AI committee, and this committee is taking care of the development of members and students on this particular area. And the committee is launching maybe within 15-20 days. You have 5-day certification course on hybrid mode for AI-related activities, and certainly a hands-on workshop within that with the AI tools. And this committee is headed by CMA Neeraj Joshi. So this is the first time in this council we have a separate AI committee. So I thought I'll say that. And since he could not come, he specifically requested me to send his wishes, and then requesting all of you to take advantage of this and come forward to be the resource person. Not that we have a handful of speakers who will be talking on AI. Many of you may be knowing. So we need your inputs so that collectively all of us grow together, and then we become better CMAs for tomorrow. Then thanks to the organizers for giving this opportunity, and a big thanks to all the family members, the respective wives, husbands, family, because of whom we are here and because of whom we have been contributing and because of whom we are going to contribute. So please go back and please pass on the thanks on behalf of the institute to your family members. Jain.
Now I request CMA Mr. S.K. Mehta, Executive Director, Finance, HAL, to share a few words.
It's time to hear from Chief Guest of this inaugural session, Mr. Kamal Bali. Kamal Bali, President and Managing Director, Volvo Group India. He is an engineering graduate from Indian Institute of Technology. In December 2019, Kamal was knighted and awarded one of the Sweden's highest honor in the Royal Order of the Polar Star, Commander by Their Majesty, the King and the Queens of Sweden, for his untiring support to the Swedish commerce and industry in India. Respected for his value-based leadership and strong ethos, he is also the recipient of the prestigious 2019 Machinist Lifetime Achievement Award by the Times of India Group for his outstanding contribution in the field of manufacturing.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen on the dais, ladies and gentlemen off the dais, friends from the industry, my very dear friend, senior friend, Mr. Raman. Because of him, I am here today. I think it's a pleasure to be here amongst you all and understand your perspective. But what I'm going to do over the next 25 minutes is to basically take you through how do we navigate. We are focusing a lot on AI. AI is understood, emerging technologies, not only AI, many emerging technologies are going to play a role. So don't narrow down your definition to future challenges only to AI. Ways of working will change, new alternate sources of energy will come, many things are going to happen. And therefore, let's prepare ourselves for a much bigger platter of shifts which are going to happen. So what I've decided over the next 25 minutes is to take you through a journey of what are the shifts which are happening in the world and how do we cope up with them. I will take up a couple of use cases as well, which is something which is very important. And how do we create greater value? While you all focus on cost, which is very important, we also need to see cost versus value. So it's not just cost all the time. We have to really shift our minds to becoming more strategic. And I think that's where the cost and management accountants can play a huge role, and we have seen that they can play a huge role. So I think with that background, congratulations, felicitations to you on your annual session of Southern Region. I'm very privileged to be here. So we are living in a very complex and a very divided world. If you look around the globe, you'll see, what do you see? There are geopolitical challenges, there is economic stress. You look at our own neighbors, all our neighbors, whether it is Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Afghanistan, you see all around. I mean, I think I don't have to say more. There is Cold War amongst the two largest economies, US and China. It continues for a long time. The largest European economy, Germany, is nosediving, is going down. There is a negative rate of growth in Germany. It's also showing signs of political and economic instability. Very surprising. Germany used to be the mecca of automotive industry, engineering and all of that. You see new alignments, rebalancing of global value chains. I'm going to come to that very quickly. A new word is being coined called friendshoring. I mean, we will not bother about, so that's where the cost element comes in. It's always wiser from the cost management perspective to buy material in the same region, from the same region, instead of going out. But now it's going to be friendshoring, very different. Air quality and climate change challenges are becoming for real. We can see the number of climate events which are happening in the world. Sustainability, energy transition challenges are complex, chaotic, costly. The world Europe wants to move to very green fuels. So that's a huge, and it is costing them a lot. That's why Europe is going through tremendous inflationary trends, because they're moving to cleaner and greener energy. And the world was moving in that direction all through with Paris Agreement and all. Now comes Mr. Donald Trump. He says, I don't care about it. So he's again, overnight, the whole dynamics has changed. The whole world is investing in clean energy, and suddenly you find clean energy has no value in the United States of America, a very large market. So please don't focus only on AI. Please focus on many things. There are many, many things happening around you, and we need to really take cognizance of everything. Yeah. Then, of course, depleting resources, huge call for circularity. Circularity is something, reuse, remake, refuse, do all sorts of things which India was already doing. I mean, I think if you look at our culture, I mean, a brother's clothes went to his younger brother or a younger sister, or I mean, all those things, we have been used to using all of that. The world is now talking of circularity, that let us not throw the old resources, try to reuse them. So circularity is a big subject now. There are 9 R's in circularity, 9 R's, so it's very interesting again. Global inequities, I think very, very important. I think the world is saying that the rich are becoming richer, and many times the poor are not really getting out of their poverty. And also the digital divide. I mean, we find these laptops and computers such an easy thing, but there is 2.5 billion people who do not have access to any of these things. So what happens to them? What does AI do for them? They don't even have a computer. They don't even have a smartphone. What does AI do for them? So I think we have to understand all of that. Rapid urbanization. Cities are becoming unlivable. Moderating global growth, high inflation, high interest rates all over the world. Scars due to wars in West Asia, Israel, Hamas, Iran. Europe, you are seeing Russia, Ukraine. So I think if you look around the world, I think we are living in a very happy place. India is still, I think, we are doing pretty well. Let me take some of the, many times we become cynical by really not accepting some of the good things which we do as a country. But if you look at some of the parameters over the last few years, or whatever, $22 billion foreign direct investment used to be there in India about 10 years ago, average. Today we are doing double of that, $46 billion. Direct benefit transfer, the DBT, which the money goes from government account to the vulnerable people, from $1 billion to $32 billion. Mutual funds have grown from $100 billion to $500 billion. Digital transactions. India is the champion in the world today. Our digital transactions used to be only 4.4% of our GDP. Now it is 76%. Thanks to the GPays and the UPIs and the fintech stack which the government and public sector has come out. We are almost 46% of the global transactions, financial transactions, happen in India. 46% of all transactions, not by value, by the numbers. So I think that's something. Electrified railways. We used to have only diesel railways, 4,000 kilometers. We are 28,000 kilometers. We tend to ignore some of the great stuff which is happening. Corporate tax rates are amongst the lowest in the world, from 34%. We are at 22%. Our inflation is hovering around 5%. We used to be a 9 to 10% economy. Our GST collections are, in the last 5 years, have grown 2.5 times. I think things are, highways have doubled, but that doesn't mean that we don't have problems. We have several problems, and if you look at our economy is growing. We are the fastest growing economy. We grew at 8%, and we will grow at about 6.5% this year. But I think the good news is that manufacturing is going to take a big leg up in the coming years. And last year, manufacturing did a fantastic job by growing at almost 10%. Manufacturing typically grows in India at 2 to 3%. And last year it grew at about almost 10%. Yeah, but we want more stability here. But if I were to look at what really are driving the India story, why India is in spotlight, it's not because we are the largest economy alone. I think some right things are happening which get ignored. I think huge structural reforms and digital at the backbone. I think the way we are using digital tools, especially in the fintech area, is giving us tremendous leg up, including various reforms which are happening big time. So structural reforms, many more to go. We are only, I would say, not even midway, but many reforms we need. We have to get out of the regulatory vising regulatory environment into more open environment. I think huge investment in capex on infrastructure. This has moved from 1% to 4.5% of GDP. That's the kind of money we are investing on infrastructure. I think this is something very, very good. Again, gets unnoticed, but I think it's very, very critical for building an India of the future. And then, of course, big strides in energy transition. We are committing ourselves to becoming net zero by 2070, and I think a lot of good work is happening on green and sustainable future. And finally, I think one of the most important things which is happening, our biggest strength is, we are a democracy, howsoever chaotic we may be, but I think we are still a working democracy. Our median age of youngsters is 29 years. 1 out of 5 working professionals will be an Indian by the year 2040. So I think that's a huge, huge advantage India has. The population all around the world is aging. China's average age is 40. Japan is 50. India is less than 30. And so therefore we will remain the youngest country in the world for the next 30, 40 years. So therefore this is a huge window of opportunity which is giving us a huge startup ecosystem which is helping companies. So if I were to say what are India's strengths, I think some Ds: democracy, demography, diversity, decarbonization, digitalization, and becoming a dependable partner. I think those are some of. So I think this makes us to believe that probably we are in the right place at the right time and amidst the right people. And you can see the GCCs, the Global Competency Centers. This is again something very, very important for you all to know. Now, these are technology R&D centers of companies of the world. Okay, all Fortune 500 companies have their R&D centers outside their headquarters, and 45 to 48% of those are in India, which means 48% of the research effort which happens in companies, R&D effort, is in India, is happening in India. So we have the talent which is working for the global companies and doing R&D here, but they are all talented. They know the engineering, they know everything. So I think that's something very, very important. Startups is a big one. I think infrastructure is another. I think so these are some of the things. So if I were to look at what is India's story? Today we are about a $3.8, $3.9 trillion economy, of which South India is roughly about 1 trillion. And we are likely to go to 7 trillion by 2030. And South India will almost be more than 1/3 of the total Indian economy. If you look at our national average of our per capita income, if it is 100, you look at Andhra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, much higher. It's almost 2x. Some of the states are twice as much as the national average. So South India will really drive the India story. So that's very, very clear that just these 5 states account for more than 1/3 of India's GDP. And I think South India, therefore, the people sitting in this room will have a lot to do on that. So therefore, as per Prime Minister, Southern India's rapid growth momentum is key to realize a Viksit Bharat. But what is Viksit Bharat? We have been talking about Viksit Bharat a lot. What does it mean? Does it mean simply economy? So I think we try to put in some thoughts. I think we said that there are probably 6 pillars on which India should really build its thing, and I think all of us have a big role to play here. Strong economy. I think we need to lift people out of poverty. That can happen only through a good economy, through entrepreneurship and innovation. We want transparency in public life to create trust and collaboration. Very, very important. If there is transparency, then there will be trust. And when there is trust, you will collaborate. Social and gender equity, very, very important. Excellence in delivered quality, very, very critical again. I mean, many times we only talk of cost, we don't talk of quality. I think it's very, very important. Quality, safety is very, very important. That has to be there in the whole dynamics. this is there to build reputation and respect. Sustainable development, which when we say physical, digital, environmental, and ethical, I think very, very important. I mean, if we want to sustain the development piece, we need to focus on all of these. And finally, national pride, love being an Indian. And I think that is something very, very important for, so that's our idea of Viksit Bharat, that how India over the next 20, 25 years should progress. And if we really want to see, we don't have to be the largest economy, we have to be happy economy, we have to be inclusive economy, we have to be where everybody takes pride in its own country. I think, so that's something but then we are very much part of the world which is going through tremendous challenges and shifts which I talked about. Let me talk once again on this. I think what are the shifts if I were to look at? First shift is uncertainty is the new reality. Till 1 week back, everybody was focusing on Paris Agreement. Right now, Mr. Donald Trump has, in 1 week time, he's upset the entire apple cart. Okay, so we do not know what's going to happen. Because why I say Donald Trump? Because US is a very large economy, a very large market for everyone. Whether it is India or Europe, US means a lot because it's a huge market. A lot of our sales and our economy, our exports happen to the US. If US changes its approach and we are working on a different direction, it may not be very good. So uncertainty is the new reality because there are multiple pathways. So tomorrow somebody may say, I will go battery electric, or I will go through hydrogen, I will go through liquid ammonia, I will go through hydrogen fuel cells. So there are many, many pathways available. Which pathway do you want to follow? I mean, that's a very, very big challenge for managements today. I mean, that is where cost and management accountants can play a huge role in analyzing, in predicting some of the things in those technologies. So that's one role for cost management accountants, which is how do you really reduce the chances of uncertainty? How do we really build strength and capability to be able to predict uncertainty? So that's something very, very important. Increasing demands on holistic sustainability. That's a huge, huge challenge today in the world. So you may have the best product in the world, but going forward, if you do not tick 4 boxes, you will be out of I've talked about it. So one is, whatever you do has to be economically very efficient, which means more bang for the buck, lower cost, higher output, more value. So again, your role becomes very, 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 very important when we talk of economic efficiency of your offering. Very, very important. That's the first part in holistic sustainability. The second part is whatever you do has to be environmentally friendly, which means no greenhouse gas emissions, all of those. That is the second. The third is it has to be socially inclusive, which means you cannot just cater to one section of society. You have to tick all the boxes. Otherwise, you will not be a sustainable world anymore. And number 4, whatever you do has to be morally ethical. And these are some of the things organizations are being seen very, very closely. In the maybe 20, 30 years ago, nobody bothered what you did as long as you produced a good product and a great product. Today, you will not buy from a company which is tainted, howsoever it's a good product. So ladies and gentlemen, holistic sustainability is becoming very, very critical, and cost and management accountants can play a huge role, and I will come to that. You will play a huge role when you manage the entire value chain. When you go on the value chain, you have to see the value chain nuances and measure them, note them, and report them. And I think that's something very, very critical. The third is emerging technologies. So that's why I was saying there's not one challenge. It's not just AI, there are many challenges. So of course here the biggest is technology. Technology today we can call AI, tomorrow it can have a different name. It was AI, then it became Gen AI, it became predictive AI. Maybe the names may change. DeepSeek has come, may change the whole dynamics differently. Some Indian smart youngsters may come up and change the whole game plan very, very differently. So technology, fossil-free fuels, automation, connectivity, new business models, new concepts, all of these are happening, ladies and gentlemen, not just AI. AI will help you to build new business models. It can do many things, but we must know our business very well. Future of manufacturing, evolving future of manufacturing. This is going to go through a paradigm shift, ladies and gentlemen. And we are talking of Industry 4.0. Now we are talking of Industry 5.0, where machines and people need to work together. Cobos, man and machine together, working together. And this is here, India has a great opportunity thanks to rebalancing of global value chain. So I think that's something very important. Accelerated innovation is going to be the name of the game. And here, the large companies need to use smaller companies, the startups. And that's what we all are doing. We are putting some of our business challenges, and we call them hackathons, we call them challenges, and we announce those challenges to the startups, and startups come up with ideas, and many ideas get accepted, and that's how the world is moving. That's how innovation is happening. Innovation will happen with fleet-footed, small organizations, but they need... So collaboration is going to be the key. The egos, the arrogance of large companies will be thrashed, and you will see that the idea of working together is going to be the key. Remember, customers don't want products anymore. They want solutions. They want outcomes. They don't care whether, that's why today, if you want to sell a bus, the state transport department is saying, we will not buy a bus, we will buy the travel experience. So we will pay you per person, per kilometer. Likewise for trucking, we'll pay you per ton of the work done. So we have to be ready. If mindsets are not ready, again, cost management accounting is going to play a big role. Advising managements, how do you calculate? How do you really put those cost elements, cost, safety, quality elements into play and say, I'm going to give you a complete dynamics of what's happening. So that's another area where you will come and play a huge role. Regulatory frameworks are going to change. And finally, what's going to happen is employees are, the younger generation, the new work culture which is coming up, we call them gig workers. There's a huge debate on 70 hours, 90 hours, 5 hours, and so many debates are going on. So you will see a very different way of working, and we need to accept all those realities, and we can't be rigid in our approach. So I think these are some of the challenges, mega trends, which are really going to reshape our future, and I think you all have a huge role to play. I will quickly, I'm wary of the time, I'm running very late, so I'll quickly touch upon some of the key elements. One is manufacturing. What are the big ideas for India? One is manufacturing and R&D. And then this is one area where we have been lagging. Manufacturing is our, I would say, biggest challenge. What's happened is any economy in the world goes through 3 steps: agriculture, then manufacturing, then services. In India, what has happened is we have jumped from agriculture to services. We've become very good at services. We've become the Silicon Valley of the world, but we have missed the mid-piece, the mid-mile manufacturing. And that is now causing some pain areas for us. Why I say this? We are only 3% of the global manufacturing in the world. Our population is 16-17%, but our contribution to global manufacturing is 3%. China's contribution to manufacturing is 29%. 29. Of course, these are 2018 figures. There's now slightly coming down. India has moved to about 4%. We will move further. China has gone to about 27. US is 19%. So between China and US, almost half the manufacturing in the world is getting done into these 2 geographies. Now, after COVID, there's a huge shift which is happening towards India. India, Vietnam, Mexico, many countries are becoming recipient of much more manufacturing. And manufacturing is very key for India because that's the biggest multiplier effect is in manufacturing. Multiplier effect on job creation. And that's something very critical for us. We have a huge challenge. While we have a young population, which is great, they are going to do the jobs of the world, but we also need to create 10 million jobs every year. And those 10 million jobs can be created only through manufacturing, not only through services. So One job in manufacturing creates 2.5 jobs outside in services. So it's very, very important that manufacturing grows, and this is going to be our very major focus area. I can come separately and talk to you on what are the things which we can do. Technology and digital transformation of companies is the second piece, very, very critical. Third is way of working. Partnership is the future leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, partnership is the future leadership, and you need to learn to collaborate. We need to learn to collaborate. In the past, when we were doing our management or engineering, we were taught competition, how to beat the competition. We were obsessed with the term competition. We will have to now become obsessed with the word collaboration. Collaborate, collaborate, collaborate. I mean, I can tell you our own example in Volvo. We used to think Volvo can do everything by itself. Till about 5 years ago, we had no major big partners. Today, we have 8 big partners. 8 big Samsung for battery technology. Our own competitor, Daimler, which also makes trucks and vehicles, okay. Our biggest competitor is, we have signed a joint venture with them. With $1 billion each, we both have put in to start a company called Cell-Centric, which will manufacture hydrogen fuel cells. So we have partnered with our competitor. We have partnered with NVIDIA for autonomous solutions. So ladies and gentlemen, the world is going through a tremendous paradigm shift, which was never even imagined. That if you asked me 5 years ago, will you ever partner with your competitor? I would say, forget competitor, I will not partner with anyone. I am Volvo, I know everything. So that was the mindset. That mindset has to shift. So our mindset, our arrogance, everything has to make room for some of these things. Sustainability, I have already talked of, the holistic sustainability conundrum. It has to be embraced on the 3. And finally, talent, how do we really continue to remain continuous learners? How do we really continue to become lifelong learners and not say that I know everything? I have passed out, I have done my graduation, I have done everything. I think the day you pass out, that's the day you start learning. In fact, the learning process starts from that day. And that's going to be very, very important. So therefore, very, very clearly, what we need to do, these are the 9 tracks on which we all need to work on: people and organization culture, all of these blocks which I talked about, brand building and quality orientation, manufacturing excellence, industry 4.0 and 5.0. I think these are going to be some of the areas very, very clearly. And I think for cost and management accountants, I think these are going to be huge areas. One is automation. Sustainability agenda, you will be the best business partners on sustainability agenda. Every company has to track its value chain, and that tracking can happen through your tools and techniques. Obviously, you can use technology. It can be AI, it can be connectivity, it can be many, many tools which you can use. But I think ultimately this is going to be very important. Carbon pricing, how does it impact your cost? How do you put in the cost of carbon? How do you do a robust reporting and fraud detection? I think very predictive analysis. I think these are some of the challenges which the world is facing, and looking up to the CMAs to really help. And let me tell you one thing, that your jobs are not going away, your jobs are going to increase. They are going to increase, you are going to become more important than ever before. One fraud in the system can completely upset the apple cart of any organization, and frauds are happening everywhere. So I think you all can play a huge role as business partners, and not as, don't call yourselves as CMAs. I think you are the business partners. You are the business leaders. You are the strategists. I think, and when it comes to product, pricing, tooling, positioning, I think it's very, very critical that you play a role. I will skip some of the slides on manufacturing. This is something which I wanted to tell you about India's share, 3% and China and US, about this is 2018 numbers, how this is going to shift. Very, very important for us to know that we have a huge opportunity here waiting for us, with Japan, Germany, United Kingdom, France, and we can really take a big shift here. And of course, this is something which we talked about When it comes to manufacturing, we need a couple of things to be done here. I will quickly move on from this. But I think this is again very important on sustainability, climate, resources, people. Sustainability, very, very clearly on climate, resources, people. Here again, you all can play a huge role in setting this journey for us. And why this is important, you see, till about 2018, only 300 companies had committed to net zero. Now today, more than 8,300 companies all over the world have committed to their net zero journeys. So this is going to be important. Maybe this graph might change now because Mr. Donald Trump has come in and he says no, so companies may not bother now. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So this graph will be highly dated. So don't catch me later because this was presented today. So it might change, yeah. And again, these new technologies means new electric vehicles or hydrogen and syngas, not even electric. Electric may also have its, tomorrow there can be an issue with electric that it is not very sustainable. We might have to move somewhere else. So these are the challenges, data centers, AI, Gen AI, new business models. All of this is happening all around the world. So, I mean, this is something I want to just take a couple of minutes more. Can I take 2 minutes? No? 2 to 5 minutes more? No problem. Okay. So, this is something which, what technology does. The technology has given us the gumption and the propensity to think that we can have a vehicle which can be 100% safe. We could not think of this before all the technology tools had come. We did not think of 100% fossil free. We said we are working on a diesel engine. It's a 150-year-old technology. I cannot imagine any vehicle working without an engine. This is the huge revolution of the world. But today we are challenging that. We are challenging all of that. And 100% more productive. And this is where I want you to focus. 100% more productive means today, any truck, let me take an example of just one product. Any truck in the world, not only in India, works at 50% or less than 50% efficiency. What does it mean? 50% of the time or more, a truck is moving air. It is not moving cargo. It is moving air. It is wasted. It's a wasted effort. So it is not moving cargo. So with AI tools, with the tools of optimization, with aggregation tools, you can take this to 100%. And that's a huge, huge economy which opens up when you do that. And that's how we were talking, I was talking with Mr. Raman, this is not a zero-sum game. Human needs are not plastic, they're elastic. So when more opportunities you see, you also increase your needs and wants. Okay? So when you see less opportunities, your needs and wants also become small. As more opportunities come, you become more dynamic, you want more. So I think that's an example of this. But very, very important, this slide is very, very important to leave with you one idea that without partnership, we cannot move a needle. In the coming world, without partnership, you can't move a needle. So if I were to say new energy adoption rate, I need 5 things. I need a product. I need a total cost of ownership. Again, CMAs will come into play, including regulations, carbon targets, carbon pricing, everything. The total cost of ownership of that vehicle, charging and filling station, fossil-free energy, and a complete supply network. 5 elements, 5 actors in the game to have new energy adoption. If this has to become 100%, all of them have to be 100. Just to give you an example, if all of these are at 80% ready, adoption rate will be 36%. It's very, very simple. 0.8 into 0.8 into 0.8 into 0.8 will give you 0.36. Right? So only 36% adoption rate. So all actors have to play their game. One actor does 0, everything becomes 0. Everything else can be 100. 1 goes 0, arithmetic tells you it becomes 0. Okay? So it's very, very important to understand how important collaboration and partnership is going to be in the game. And this is something I was giving you an example. I'll share these slides with you, Mr. Vishwanath. You can share with your members. So these are some of the partnerships I was telling you. Till 8 years back, 5 years back, we said we do everything by ourselves. Today, Volvo Group and Samsung, Volvo Aurora, Volvo Group SSAB Steel, Volvo Group and Cell-Centric, which is Daimler and Volvo. This is again Volvo and Isuzu, Volvo and Renault. So you see partnerships galore. So this is the nature of the new world, and we need to learn to work with others. And that's again a big challenge. We are not all equipped to work with others. We are very, very equipped to work, even in companies like ours. People are very, very equipped to work in their rectangular organization structure. You have an organization structure, I report to this guy, he reports to me, there are so many people, and I don't care about anybody else. Now, you don't work like that. You work in networks. You work with someone else who neither reports to you nor you report to him. And unless you understand the nuances of working in partnership, you will not be able to do anything in the world. Yeah, so I think the future is automation, AI digitalization, connectivity, alternate energy carriers, innovation, collaboration, data, systems approach. These are, if I were to summarize my presentation, these are the things which will take you forward. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. But before that, I want to leave one final slide, which is, it's not moving. Yeah, so this is the slide I wanted to show you. How AI has led, just a case study, how AI has led to create 4x opportunity for us. Earlier I was dealing in that market, trucking market. Now I am part of a logistics market. So suddenly for me, market size has become 4x, thanks to technology. Because I was not a technology company, I was an automotive company. An automotive company, I remained there. The moment I became a technology company, I became a logistics company. So that's how windows fall open for each one of you. So with that, thank you very much. Wish you all the very best.
Sharing your invaluable expertise and insightful questions. I request the audience to, if you have any questions, you can ask now.
They will be built on, myself CMA Chittaranjan Chakravarti, Council Member of the Institute of Cost Accounts of India. Sir, your presentation was really, it was given a new thought for the Gen Next. But when we are dealing with our students and our stakeholders, we find in line with the happiness index of the whole world, India is 126. And you know the Asian countries, only one within 20th position is Singapore. And the last position is Afghanistan. In that context, even the USA is also not within the 20th, perhaps 22 or 23 like that. And the one country, that is Finland, who is continuously 7 years in human happiness index, they are the first. Sir, when we are going into these phases, I just want to know from you, because your collaborations is definitely a matter of great happiness it will bring for us, of course, because our profession will also be benefited out of that. Kindly say some few words, your thought process. Thank you.
On happiness?
Happiness, how it would be linked with our happiness.
Yeah. So I need to leave two thoughts behind. I mean, two very important messages for our youngsters. Never attribute one story to a country or to a region, especially to India. India is such a unique country that whatever you say about India, opposite is also true. Whatever you say. If I say, I am the poorest in GDP, 2,700, I have the richest people in the world also sitting here. Yeah. You make any statement, I will give you the opposite. Right. So So therefore, never identify any country with one story. There are multiple, and that is a mistake which we all management people, they try to give you just, boss, give me just one concluding remark. So there cannot be one concluding remark, so there are many concluding. And we have to tell our youngsters that please don't be only after AI. AI is very important, but there are 7 other challenges which are coming. You will need to learn to collaborate. Is probably bigger challenge than AI. If you cannot collaborate, you cannot work, and you might find collaboration to be very easy. It is not easy at all. Because for collaboration, what you need is transparency, that I should be able to share everything with you. Okay? If I am transparent, you will start trusting me. When you start trusting me, then you will start collaborating with me. So collaboration is a very, very difficult journey. And when we collaborate, we will start after some time, we will have some conflicts. Because we are human beings, we will have conflicts. So it's those conflict resolution mechanism also has to be there. Otherwise, things will come to us. So my point is, number one, this data itself in terms of happiness is to my mind doubtful. Data points, how they pick up the data, and I do not really know. My personal view, somewhere I think I saw some data where Bangladesh and Afghanistan was better than us in many things. So, yeah. Yeah.
It has been published 2024.
They were much better than us. I mean, if that is so, I don't have to say anything about that data. So, but one thing is very clear, that our youngsters have a huge opportunity and a huge responsibility. Huge opportunity because the world is looking at India. I am telling you honestly, when I go to Europe today, I get a red carpet welcome. Tell me that you Indians, there are 40,000 Indians in Gothenburg, small city. They say they do not do any galata. They come to work, they do some honest work. All those are our software boys and girls. They do good work and they go back. While with other countries, we have too many problems. Too many immigration problems, crime, so many things are happening. So India, number one, I must tell you, is building a very good reputation. I mean, our boys and girls are building a very good reputation. So I think countries find us a good democracy. Don't go by what media, we write in media. A good democracy, a trusted economy, a growing economy, an English-speaking country where they can communicate easily. Don't have to bring interpreters all the time. So I think the going is very good, but our youngsters will have to work a lot harder than what they are doing. They will have to take a holistic picture and say we need to teach them a holistic picture, not only subject matter. And there is no one story. There are many, many stories to define a country. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other question?
CMA VG Selvaraja from Chennai. So it is an excellent presentation. So your first slide and last slide will give you a lot of thought process. Not only the AI will lead the whole business or whatever it may be you can call, but many other aspects which need to be learned, and then we should practice. Then only the whole manufacturing as well as the economy will grow. Then 2047 India will definitely become the first economy of the world. So if all the first slide of items what you listed, if you start practicing, then it will be done easily. Thank you. Thank you for the excellent presentation.
Thank you, Vishwanth Bhat sir. To facilitate the chief guest of this inaugural session, Mr. Kamal Bali. Thank you, sir. Now I request Thank you, sir. Now I request Vice President of our institute to facilitate SK Mehta. SK Mehta, sir.
Mr. Gold Bone, Mr. Memory Foam. Once telephone drone, motherfucker be tone. Are you ready? Stirring the crazy, breaking the levee, sampling it heavy.
Now I call upon to receive the award. I request TCA Srinivasa Prasad sir to present to hospital CFO. Gopal sir has come. I request him to come on the
Mr. Cold Blown, Mr. Memory Phone, my telephone drone, motherfucker be tone. Are you ready? Stirring the crazy, breaking the levee, sampling it heavy. FM radio, sampling it heavy.
Now I request Mr. S.K. Mehta to present the memento to CMA, Mr. Jain Venkataraman.
FM radio phone, go long, beat goes long. FM radio phone, go long, beat goes long, long, long. Mr. Cold Blow, Mr. Memory Phone, my telephone drone, my vocal tone. Are you ready? Stirring and crazy, breaking the levee, sampling it heavy. FM radio phone on the loop, moving all crazy, break the levee, sampling it heavy.
Now I request CMA Mr. Girish to present memento to CMA Mr. Praveen Kumar. Invite the Secretary, SIRC, CMA Shri Praveen Kumar to propose vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed speakers, distinguished guests, CMA professionals, and my dear friends, a warm good morning to all of you. First of all, it is my privilege and honor to deliver you vote of thanks on the momentous occasion of inaugural ceremony of Regional Cost Convention at Namma, Bengaluru. It is organized by Southern India Regional Council of Institute of Cost Accountants of India. First of all, my foremost thanks to and gratitude to our chief guest of the day, our Kamal Bali sir, for his inspiring session. I want to note that that was one of the energetic presentation I heard in my life. Thank you, Kamal Bhai sir, for coming here and having this best presentation. Next, I would like to extend my gratitude to the guest of honor, Mr. Mehta, ED of HAL. Your words about AI is the importance of AI in costing, that was a special one, sir. I convey my sincere thanks on behalf of SIRC to you, sir. Next, in the absence of our leader of our institute, our CMA Naik sir is not here. I also convey my gratitude to our Naik sir. Next, I would like to have my gratitude to the Vice President of Institute of Cost Accountants of India, our TCA Srinivasa Prasad sir. He was always with us from the starting of this program to the end. So thank you, sir. Thank you for all the support and presence. Next, our senior most CMA Venkataraman sir is here. The senior most member in Bengaluru. His experience in costing is very much inspirable to the new gen CMS. So thank you, sir. Thank you for coming here, sir. Next, I would like to extend my gratitude to our leader in SIRC, CMA Vishwanth Bhat, sir, the real hero of this convention. He started his work, I think, 2 months back, day and night. He's working for the success of this prestigious event. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming here, sir. Sir, for the support and planning this program, sir. Next, I extend my gratitude to all the Central Council members. And we have with us the galaxy of past presidents here. So I extend my heartfelt thanks to all my dear past presidents, Central Council members for coming here and blessing us here. Next, I would like to thank all my colleagues in Regional Council. And also, I extend great thanks to all my dear colleagues. Next, I would like to have that sincere thanks to all the speakers, sponsors, everyone who supported this magnificent, this prestigious event. My sincere thanks to press, media, and authorities of this convention center for allowing and giving all the facilities to making this event a grand success. Next, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the organizing committee members, CMA fraternities, students, family members, and all resource persons for coming here and for your presence and blessings. I want to add one note here. This time, SIRC got more than 500 delegations. This is one of the highest delegation we got in the history of SIRC convention. So thank you all my dear members who coming from different places of southern India for making this event a grand success. Finally, before that, the 3 stars of our SIRC, the 3 stars of, from SIRC, from Bangalore, our Gunjlli sir, CMA Gunjlli sir, the convener of this convention, our Bangalore chapter chairman, CMA Abhijeet sir, my colleague in council, regional council, Girish sir, for all your support for making this event a great success. Finally, my sincere thanks to all my dear staff of SIRC and staff of Bengaluru chapter for making this event a grand success. Without your support, we can't make this event a great success. Thank you all. Thank you once again to all. Thank you.
Thank you all once again. We hope you have a fruitful and enriching experience at this convention. Now let's break for tea for 10 minutes. After that, we'll continue with plenary session.
Govada Chalapati Rao sir, Vice Chairman Bengaluru chapter, for his dedicated efforts in ensuring the smooth flow of the session. Today's event is Next Generation CMA Roadmap for Elevating Cost and Management Accounting with AI. Yes, productivity, profitability, optimal utilization of resources is possible through an AI. Yes, now burning trend is AI. Decision making, budgeting, forecasting and consumer services, AI is very helps and for minimizing cost, control and cost reduction. This event is a platform to exchange ideas, gain valuable knowledge and engage in meaningful discussions that will shape our perspectives and future endeavors. I am confident that today's theme will be both informative and inspiring. Once again, a warm welcome to all of you. Let us have engaging and insightful session ahead. Thanking you. Thanking you, sir.
Sir, for giving a warm welcome. Now I request Shri P. Vijay from Intelligent Digital Solutions to come and address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. And thank you very much, Venkatesh sir. And I want to thank all the organizers, Mr. Srinivasa and all the dignitaries that gave such a wonderful speech. So, I represent today WizKids Gurukul, where we are setting up a new kind of a Gurukul, AI-powered Gurukul. I also represent Tibble Solutions, where we are delivering a lot of these AI-powered technical solutions. So, I want to take all of you through, based on as a practitioner, from the industry perspective, as a practitioner, what are some of the major changes that we are witnessing and how these changes are affecting at an overall society level, at an industry level, and what is that you and I as individuals can do. So this is the kind of the plan I have. I want to paint a picture of what is AI and how AI is shaping and will continue to shape. So before I get started, I want to first thank my gurus, Shri Acharya Vinay Vinaykar and Shri Narasimha Prabhuji. In life, you and I do whatever we do because we have been guided properly. And I have been lucky enough that I have Acharya Vinay Vinaykar, who is the founder of Society for Establishing Vishwa as a Kutumba, and Shri Narasimha Prabhuji, founder of Light of the Self Foundation. So the WizKid Gurukul that I'm going to be talking about is being done under the leadership of Shri Narasimha Prabhuji. So if I ask all of you a question, is AI a threat or an opportunity? Opportunity. Threat. Both. Depending upon what kind of information you may have heard, what kind of news channels you may be seeing, what kind of social media you may be listening to, or what your friends and relatives may be talking about, it can be either way. You may see it as a threat, or what will happen? Will my job go away? Will these kinds of jobs be there? Kind of a threat, or there are new opportunities. We all heard Shri Bali sir moments back as a speaker, as a chief guest. So he was talking about a lot of opportunities are opening up. It all depends upon the perspective which is shaped by the information that you may have. So this is where the age-old wisdom of Bhagavad Gita comes. So this was the same kind of a confusion for Arjuna also. He was standing in the battlefield. He said, I'm confused. Krishna, I don't know what to do. Should I really fight? Should I run away? What should I do? And the first thing Bhagavan says to him is, a wise one neither laments for the past nor for the future. What does he mean by that? Essentially, if you really think about it, there is no point in neither lamenting for what has gone and what is going to come. Why? Change is the nature of life. So Shri Krishna teaches us, realize Arjuna, that when you accept that change is the nature of life, you will be at peace with change. However, you and I still need to figure out how to blend with the change, isn't it? So today, my focus will be to help share some perspectives about what is the change that is happening and how you and I can be better prepared. Because for me, AI is a great opportunity. That's why the title of the talk is, it's an opportunity for orbit shift. It is not a small change. It is not a small change. It is a step change. It's an orbit shift. Newer and bolder opportunities are going to open up. So that's the picture that I want to paint in front of all of you. So first, let us look at it from a society viewpoint, in a general society viewpoint. If I ask all of you, what is that one fundamental game? Sir already said, he has seen some 6 generations of people come and go. However, something that hasn't changed is the fundamentals, right? In your profession or in my profession or in society in general, fundamentals do not change. That's why they're called fundamentals. So what is the fundamental game that you and I are playing in life? If I ask you that question, many answers may come up. You may generally say, I'm playing the game of life. Okay, what is the game of life that you and I are playing? What is it you and I are playing? And especially because all of you are cost accountants, and already I am so encouraged to hear words such as data-driven insights, it is very, very easy that this audience will easily relate to the idea that the game of the life that you and I are fundamentally playing is essentially summarized by this picture. If you notice this picture, what does it say? Data, insight, action. So what does it mean? Let's take a simple couple of examples. As a child, there is hunger. What is hunger? Is a data. There is a hunger. And what is the insight the child has? I need food. And what does it do in order to get the food? Either will cry or will seek the food. Isn't it? So there is a data, and because of the data, there is some kind of an insight which leads to certain decision, and that leads to action. And the same thing, if you now extend to even a big CFO. What is, for example, as a CFO, I have my Tibbles CFO also here with me, Kavita ji. She will relate to this much better, and I'm sure all of you will also relate to this. As a CFO, say for example, you are tasked with the problem of diminishing returns. How do I contain the diminishing returns? So what are some of the things that you will do? So you will start analyzing the data. So where are we spending more? Is this appropriate spending? Is there a better alternative? Like that, you will start gathering data, you will start analyzing data, and through that, you will arrive at certain opportunities. Isn't it? That's the insight that you will develop. And once when you develop that insight, that leads to your decisions, which is what leads to the action. What is the action? Maybe you will renegotiate with your vendor, or maybe you will reduce the workforce, whatever may be the insight through which you have decided to act. So fundamentally, if you think about it, each one of us, our roles may be different, where we are playing that role may be different, but fundamentally, each one of us, when you and I say we are playing the game of life, or we are living life, in a way, it is summarized by this picture. Data, insight, which is nothing but decision, and action. Data, decision, action. Isn't it? So, this game of life has of course led to many, many miracles that you and I call as, inventions. And if you really look at this picture, this is the kind of the big progression over the quite a few last centuries that has happened. But the most important thing that you notice here is all of them have a broad theme. Initially, it was all about improving the productivity by leveraging steam. Then came electricity. Then the last few decades have been really about computing. Computers and information technology, what you and I refer as knowledge industry, has revolutionized so many things. Knowledge industry. And now we are all saying we are in the fourth industrial revolution. What you and I can refer as the age of intelligence. The age of intelligence. What does it mean? But even before we go into what does it mean, why are we doing all this? Why are we inventing all these toys? Why are we creating all these toys? All of you are masters at it. You know it much better than I do. Because all of us are driven by this single motive. At the end of the rainbow, there is a pot of gold. All of us are seeking this pot of gold. So all this data decision action is driven towards this pot of gold by creating these toys. Wonderful. And these toys so far were subservient to you and me. Meaning what? This microphone wouldn't suddenly jump up and start giving a speech. I have to pick it up and I have to give a speech. This table wouldn't just stand up and start walking. Correct? So far, all the tools that you and I have created, humanity has created, have this nature, which is they are driven by you and me. But something miraculous happened. Some of you may know this date. Any guess what happened on this date? November 30th, 2022. Thank you very much. Some of the newer people probably understand this. ChatGPT 3.5 came onto the picture. What is so miraculous about ChatGPT 3.5? So ChatGPT had been getting many releases, and on this day, there was a 3.5, version 3.5 got released. What is so significant about it? Before this, you and I, like I already mentioned, would say that all these tools can only be driven by us. And what you call as data decision action is only in the domain of human being. Only a human knows how to convert this data into insight, into action. But all of that changed overnight. All of us know. Now, you can go to ChatGPT to get poetry, to get a story, to get a video, to get even advices. People talk to ChatGPT. What should I do with my husband? How I should fix my wife? You get all these kinds of things. And ChatGPT is giving advice as if it is a human being. Not only that, to the surprise of all of us in the so-called IT industry, ChatGPT can now code. Not only can it code, it can run the code. It can run it almost independent of human beings. So, in a way, whatever you and I used to think as data decision action, the balance of the power, human being used to be so-called at the top of the pyramid, right? Because we only could generate all these kinds of insights and do all these kinds of intelligent actions. In a way, shifted. Fundamentally has shifted. This is the most important observation that you and I need to make. So far, the tool that you and I had created was subservient to us. Now there is a tool that is on par or in many cases much better than you and I. How many facts can you and I remember? How many tables can you and I multiply? How many so-called social media posts can you and I see? But ChatGPT and these tools are enormous. So you and I are now facing, as they say, the monster that you and I have created. Is it really a monster? So that's what, let's see. So now I want to shift our perspective to industry. By industry, what I mean, Of course, I come from primarily a IT industry, so I'll try to paint the picture from an IT industry, and I want to paint two use cases. One where, I am personally involved in setting up of WizKids Gurukul, how we are leveraging these technologies. Another use case, another case study from the perspective of my own company, Tibble Solutions. So from the industry viewpoint, we see this entire phenomena occur in three major, what we can call as waves. Of course, with any new technology, and IT industry is really has a bad reputation for this. Initially, there's a lot of hype. How many of you know the .com hype in 2000? Any company which could simply name blah blah blah.com got funding. And after a few months, that blah 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 went away, and with that, your money also washed away, right? So like that, there's a lot of hype. Because our industry is known for creating acronyms, creating a lot of trendy things that nobody else other than the so-called industry internal people understand. And many cases we also don't know. Because the jargons are coming so fast and furious. I don't know many a times. In the morning I wake up and suddenly there is a new LLM and there is a new kind of terminology, new technology. When I joined the industry about 3 decades back, the change used to happen roughly say in about once every 5 years. Once every 5 years I would hear, hey, now you need to retool yourself. Your technology, whatever you learned is no more valid. Now the pace of technology is so enormous that every day I don't know that what will be happening. Such is the pace at which things are changing, right? So anyway, initially it is all lot of hype. Like, everything will be done by AI. AI will take over the world. You and I will have nothing to do. Some of you may have seen this movie called Wall-E. Okay, in that Wall-E movie, what the human beings are left to do? Simply sit. Which is what, most of us do these days also, in front of our mobile. Simply keep scrolling. So like that Wall-E, simply sit. Machines have taken over the world and they are doing everything for you. That is one kind of a doomsday prophecy. That is one extreme picture that is being painted. The other side, of course, we human beings kind of have a way to figure out how to balance all this. Various kinds of discussions will happen, various government and regulatory policies will kick in, and I'm pretty sure some reasonable and meaningful way by which things will start happening, right? So that is what the next phase we are saying, which is the business value first, AI-powered apps. See, there is so much of investment that has already gone in various sectors, in various kinds of tools and technologies. Overnight, they cannot be modified because fundamentally, there is a mind shift that needs to happen. There is a mind set that needs to change, and that is not going to happen immediately. So therefore, the adoption will be primarily by value-driven AI-powered applications. That will be the first wave. Next wave, which is what we are predicting, is what is being called as agentic wave. Agentic wave is going to fundamentally change the way you and I are doing things. Why do you think you have to sit in front of this rectangular screen and type in all your data? Because this is the only way this thing called as computer understands how to understand your data. Why do you think you have to stare at it to consume some content? When you have to talk to your friend, it is, you look into the eyes of your friend, you look into the body language of your friend, you converse with your friend in a very natural way, isn't it? And you tell your friend, or you tell your somebody, hey, I need some water, can you get me some water? So it's a very natural way you and I interact in the world. So the third wave, the agentic wave, will have all such elements because there is now intelligence, like I already showed you, available. Also, there's a lot of intelligence that is going to come and get into a lot of physical things, right? Robots, which will be humanoids, and many devices which will have humanoid qualities. So the interaction you and I will have will become quite natural. Now, what is the timeline for this? It can be depending upon who you ask and what kind of baggage they have in terms of what kind of a positioning of product they want to do. The variations can be as much as 40, 50 years to as short as next 3 to 4 years, right? Doesn't matter. What matters is, this is probably one of the way by which things are going to shift. So in this shift, of course, you and I still have to cook, right? So you and I, if you and I think about our business as a kitchen, what is that you and I are doing? Fundamentally, you and I fundamentally are fulfilling some need. A need called hunger with some solution called some food. And in order to do that, what is it you and I are doing? We have a certain value chain. We have certain activities that we call as, our core practices or our core activities. Only we can do. Sauce, secret sauce. So like that, each one of us in our business have our activities. And who performs these activities? Some people, right? Some roles we have. So fundamentally, when you look at any business, it is a set of activities done by a set of actors. So what is going to happen is, in this, you and I will have to figure out some of the activities and some of the actors are going to go away. So there is going to be an end. So there is going to be no more such roles available, or no more such activities will be necessary. So this is one thing that is going to change. The other thing, what this technology and all these tools are enabling you and me to do is to enhance. As a simple example I'll give you, copyright. In marketing campaigns, copyright creation is a very important activity. It used to usually have, in a typical campaign management, at least 10 to 15% of the effort used to go towards copyright management. These days, that no more many of the marketing companies have such people, right? So copyright writing, many things have gone. Whereas some of the things are getting enhanced. As a simple example, in our own company, if let's say we had to develop a particular solution for a particular business problem, if we needed say n number of people earlier, today we are able to do that with n by 3, n by 4. So much of reduction. How? Because we've been able to apply various kinds of AI-driven tools and technologies. Lot of enhancement is happening. And last but not the least, very important, is that it is also creating brand new opportunities that you and I, as businesses, may not even have thought about or couldn't even dreamt of entering because of various technical and other reasons now are open. So you and I can innovate, you and I can figure out what newer areas that we want to build, not just as a complementary. So the thinking was complementary. Okay, how would you grow a business? So you would create a certain core value in your business, and then you would figure out what is a complementary value. Step by step, you will move. But now you can kind of rethink newer models. You and I don't really have to be structurally now anchored by how the old world used to operate. So the operating structures can be questioned today. That's where newer opportunities, entry opportunities are emerging. So like that, any business, whether it's an IT business or any other business, can potentially make use of how I look at the value chain, how I myself figure out what needs to be ended, because continuing to think that, okay, so AI will come and till then I will figure out, no, it's not going to help us. You and I have to do a proactive value assessment and figure out what needs to end, what needs to enhance, what are the newer opportunities, right? So this is where I want to present the first case study of WizKids. So the fundamental problem statement that we are addressing through WizKids is, today, what is education? Today, education is a factory system. What is a factory? Volume. What is the objective of this education factory? Everybody has to know science, math, social, whatever nonsense that we all think is important. And what do we expect at the end of this factory life? How much is the factory life? Unfortunately, a doctor, maybe 20 years of study, right? And what do you get out of that? You get out of that somebody who remembers when did Shah Jahan build whatever nonsense that he built. What is the value of that? Or what is the value of Newton's third law? For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So, what are we producing? People who are able to remember and repeat. Is that valuable? No. What is needed is each one of us, you all know by now, each one of us is unique in the way you and I learn, in the way you and I can contribute to any given situation. But the education system is mass education. One teacher comes and gives the same information. It is like this classical, there is one cartoon. You know, there is a elephant, there is a fish, and there is a monkey, and there is a teacher. And the teacher is saying, today I'm going to a test. You know what the test is? Who can swim the best? Who do you think will swim the best? Of course the fish. Because that is what it is designed for. But is the education designed for that? No. So that is a fundamental problem we are addressing through WizKids. Can we leverage AI combined with mentors, people who are aware of human development and how to motivate, how to inspire? Because at the end of the day, please remember, you and I are here because some nice people did some nice things with us. All of us can remember that. Maybe your parents, maybe some teachers, somebody inspired us in some way. And that's what has brought us all here. So like that, such people are needed. But why do you need people to continuously, repetitively tell you about Newton's third law or Akbar, right? So that can be taken over by AI. That's the experiment that we are doing. And this has to be combined with the right kind of cultural values. Today, what kind of cultural values are we giving to our children? Where is the cultural value? What is that? What do they know and understand about Bhagavad Gita? They think that it is a religious text supposed to be read and studied only by certain sect of people, and that too when they are retiring. No. When you are retiring, you are tired already. What will you learn? What will you use of Bhagavad Gita? Because Bhagavad Gita is a living text for you and me to function in our day-to-day situations of life. But everybody thinks of it as like a religious text. That is not the right kind of cultural value. You want to bring the right mindset. So combining all that is the experiment that we are doing in WizKids Gurukul. And today we are able to dream and dare to say that we can set up a Gurukul like that because of AI. There is an orbit shift that I mentioned about, right? The other use case that I want to bring about is the company that we represent, Tibble Solutions. So in Tibble Solutions also, now we are able to see how data is going to create a central strategic differentiator for you, right? And we are able to see and create various kinds of solutions. Because the way, for example, till now, if you are a decision maker, you needed a dashboard. And the dashboard, for example, would have been created 6 months back in a certain way. It is not necessarily tailored for you, not necessarily tailored for the way you function, the way you make decision. Much like the factory education system I mentioned earlier, the factory dashboards, one dashboard for everybody. So it will contain 100 numericals. Everybody is confused. Nobody uses. What is the value of such a thing? So now you are able to bring data where you need, when you need, how you need, in various varieties. So data can shape your user experience in ways that you cannot imagine. Because you and I don't have to consume reams and reams of data. You and I need some simple important numbers when we need to make a decision, isn't it? So that's the power that AI is bringing to you and me. And that's what we're leveraging in Tibble. So that brings me to the most fundamental aspect. At the end of the day, society is okay, industry is okay, but what about me? What about you, right? So what is it you and I can do? And this is, again, I'll be repeating myself, and all of you are professionals, accomplished people. It's like preaching to the choir. However, there are certain important aspects that are, I think, relevant irrespective of what kind of an industry or what kind of a profession we are in. What I would call as 5 critical skill areas. The first and foremost, see, so far, science, math probably used to rule the roost. No. I think the people who are going to be more successful are the ones who are going to be more creative. Those who are able to think broadly. Those who are able to cross-pollinate ideas. So creative mindset. Very, very important to develop a creative mindset. Of course, creative mindset has to be guided by analytical, structured thinking, right? A system thinking, a numerical thinking, understanding of the fundamentals, very, very important. That is not going to go away. And you and I, depending upon what kind of environment we are in, we have to understand business. We have to know why this business is there. What is the value this business is giving? Whose need is it fulfilling? And how is it fulfilling? What is the value chain of this business? So you and I have to become business thinkers. In a way, start thinking of ourselves as entrepreneurs. No more as I'm working for somebody. I have to start thinking, feeling, living like an entrepreneur. Not necessarily that I have to run my own company, but wherever I am, I have to become an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur means what? Somebody who figures out what is the need and how do I fulfill, rather than getting constrained with, this is what my role is, this is all I will do. An entrepreneur figures out the need and how to fulfill the need with a solution. An entrepreneurial mindset has to be developed. And that has to be guided by the right kind of industry constraints. It cannot be simply whatever nonsense that works in fintech will work in the manufacturing, right? So you and I have to know the nuances of it. Of course, functional, needless to say. Many of you are from finance background, so you, of course, have a lot of finance-related deep domain expertise. Coupled with that, some basics of fundamentals of mathematics and computers is going to become essential, irrespective of which sector you and I are going to be working in. So like that, certain basics of functional areas. Last but not the least, in fact, the most important, what we refer as the soft skill areas, right? So empathy, collaboration, already all the distinguished speakers have spoken about it. So the world today is a different world. Information is no more the arbitrage of your competency. Information is available. See, this is available. Today you're carrying all the humanities knowledge here. You just have to search. It's all available here. So information is never going to be arbitrage. Maybe 10 years, 20 years back it was. Not anymore. So how do you then work? Is it a competition? And Bali sir said it beautifully. It is not a competition. It is not that you and I have to say, oh, there's only limited resource, you and I have to fight over each other. It's a collaboration. It's a cooperation. It is not a competition. And when you and I collaborate and we work with each other, we can create 1 + 1 as 11. And that's the beauty. And that is what you and I have to learn. Not that you don't know. I'm just, like I said already, I'm just repeating, reiterating some of the important traits in this new world that you and I have to develop. So with all that, once again, to summarize, Sri Krishna has already given this knowledge, has already given this wisdom to you and me. The most fundamental friend you have, your most fantastic friend, is your own mind, Sri Krishna says. And the worst enemy you and I can have, again, is your and my own mind. So Sri Krishna says, Arjuna, use your mind to uplift yourself, not to downgrade yourself. And Sri Krishna also teaches that you are that divine. You are that divine power which is the very source of the wisdom, love, energy. And it is you who is going to be the transformative agent, not that AI. AI gets powered by you. The whole fundamental thing is, eradication of something called corruption can happen within me. So I can hope for self-transformation. If I transform and if people around me feel it is worthy of transforming, then it will transform. And like many of you are observing, my India is changing for the better. That's all I can say, sir.
Thank you. I foresee it, work left, this and that. What are don'ts?
Don'ts in the context of as an individual or in the context of business?
No, context of AI. Saying
in the context of where? When you are applying it to business?
Business, own life, anything.
Okay, so because the answer depends upon where you're applying. Let's take the example of a business. In the case of a business, the first thing is, as a business leader, you and I have to, like I already mentioned, look at the value chain and look at what is the fundamental value that AI is going to bring into that particular activity or that part of the value chain. So that critical analysis is very, very important. So, for example, there are three simple things that you can think of in terms of automation. One is the traditional automation, the programming-based automation, which is what has already given us a lot of productivity booster. It is not necessary that every problem that is out there is an AI problem. So we need to learn to distinguish what is truly an AI problem and what is not an AI problem. If I want to repetitively add up all the cells in an Excel, I don't necessarily need an AI for that. However, by adding up, I want to know what can be the forecast. So things like that which are fairly ambiguous, where a human had to sit and think. So I need to figure out what part of my value chain can be automated and I still get the value, and what part of the value chain really requires AI. And AI can also be applied in multiple flavors. So all that has to be thought through.
Okay, it doesn't answer my question.
That is in the context of the Gen AI. See, when you bring it into your business context, so you cannot simply bring a Gen AI or a LLM into directly say answering your cost accounting questions, right? So if you give all your data to say for example ChatGPT and ask all the questions, it can hallucinate, it can give wrong answers. So still human in the loop is very much important. It is not that human in the loop has gone away. However, what the human in the loop has to do has to change. Human in the loop is no more that traditional way of, I will enter the data kind of a thing. So human in the loop has to be a lot more advanced to guide that AI.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. And due to time constraint, we are unable to take up more question and answers. And with this, I would like to invite Pradeep Kumar Setu from BEL to come on to dais to present a memento to CMA Srinivasa, Sir, Vice Chairman, SIRC. Chapter to please come onto the dais. Maheshwaran, Chairman, Coimbatore Chapter. Request Ravi, sir. Yes. So even that's going to be ending of this session. I'll take this opportunity. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this session to all dignitaries assembled here. I would like to thank CMA Vice Srinivasa, Vice Chairman of SIRC ICMAI, for his warm welcome address for the session. I would like to thank our speaker, Mr. P. Vijay sir, for excellent presentation on impact of AI on education. So with this, I would like to thank all the members who participated for this particular session. Thank you very much. Yes, sir, we are going to continue with the next session, which is going to start in a couple of minutes. Thank you.
Of the RCC 2024-2025 by SIRC and Bengaluru chapter of ICMAI. Today's first technical session is very relevant topic on impact of artificial intelligence and machine learning on business and industry expectations. As we know, AI and ML are transferring industries by automation processes, enhancing decision making and creating new opportunities for growth. We have excellent lineup of experts who will share their insights with us. I request CMA A to Z Murthy, CMA A Durga Prasad and CMA Gomati Shankar to escort our resource persons CMA MR Suresh and CMA Muruganand to the dais. Okay. I now request CMA Abhijeet Jain to offer a sapling to CMA A to Z Murthy sir. To CMA Gomati Shankar.
Ready, stir and crazy, we're breaking the levee, suck the pen heavy, that's the radio phone on the loop go long, record comes on, beat slow, are you ready, moving all crazy, break the levee, suck the
I now request CMA Rajesh Devireddy to offer a sapling to CMA MR Suresh. I would myself like to offer a sapling to CMA Muruganand sir. A welcome address to the gathering.
First of all, I welcome our past President Durga Prasad sir, as well as our current council member Mr. Murthy sir, as well as for our guest speaker today. He is from the Group CFO of Sanskar Private Limited. It is in Singapore. Mr. Suresh sir, as well as Mr. Muruganandan sir. So I welcome all of them for this program. And for this AI, when we are talking now, but in that, a couple of days before, in my home, my son asked one question. Father, I have a project. Can you help me? I asked, what is your doubt? I have a project about how a plane is worked, aeroplane working, how to work. Can you please explain like that? He asked. I said, basically I am a BSc mathematics student, so I know how to do in maths, but I am little bit weak in physics. So I told him that I need some time. But he said that tomorrow the project will be there. Immediately, you please tell something. Then I read books and all. He told that after half an hour, he came back to me and told that, Dad, don't worry. I have another one idea. ChatGPT will help us. This is the technology improvement of AI. So, when we are with AI and update our knowledge, we can go wherever we want. If we didn't learn anything and we will go to the old one, we will be absolute one day. So this is the basic thing we have to learn. When the computer was introduced, all the bank people said that their resistance to change for the computer, because before that all accounting will be in the manual stage. But today, computer is the vital role. So change is inevitable. So for that only we have arranged this program, and we have brought for a lot of good experts on that AI. We have brought it here. So my humble request is, please learn and interact with them. Whatever your doubts, please ask them. This will be helpful for us in future also. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Request CMA A to Z sir, A to Z Murthy sir, to address the gathering.
Good afternoon. Dignitaries of the dais, on the dais. AI, ML have got significant role by way of a range of applications in all sectors, be it industry or non-industry. I don't talk much about AI. You have heard much, you are going to hear much. With reference to challenges, data quality, ethical considerations, technical expertise, the duty lies with CMAs. The beauty also lies with CMAs. In data decision making, in fraud detection, risk management, cost reduction. To quote Honorable Prime Minister of the country, solve for India, solve for the world. This is the latest slogan given by him. Friends, nowadays we're talking about Industry 5, not 4. 4 is going, 5. It does not talk about robots only. It talks about humans, human-centric manufacturing solutions. Friends, as long as we are there, CMAs cannot be displaced with AI, cannot be misplaced by AI, cannot be replaced by AI, cannot unplace CMA, and we will be never out of place in decision making. That is the set of CMAs. Friends, AI, ML are like a gold mine. We are goldsmiths. It is like a weapon. We are like warriors. It is like sun ray. We are like lotus. It is like flower pot. We have to prepare a mala from out of flower pot. It is a prediction. We are into action. Lastly, when every one of us go to a function, they will give us artificial drink to welcome you. They welcome you with artificial drink. But when you finish the lunch or dinner, they will give you original lemon to wash your hands. That the first one is artificial intelligence, The second one is CMA. The impact is very, very powerful. Let us be dutiful. Let us be beautiful. Let us be successful. Thank you very much.
I now request the chairman of the session, CMA A. Durga Prasad ji, to provide opening remarks.
Good afternoon. As somebody said, I think we have passed the morning. And like as much as you are eager to listen to the speakers, I am also eager to listen to the speakers too. Learned speakers we have, Mr. Suresh, Group CFO from Senquire, and Mr. Muruganand, the founder and CEO. Since I am the chairman, I take the liberty of reserving my remarks and comments post the speakers for the simple reason that I'm also very thickly involved in implementing AI in the company in which I am now involved as the chairman of the board. This is an infrastructure company, and the usefulness of AI and its impact on business cannot be underrated. In pharma, because in businesses we are talking about that, we can save the information, take the information. Pharma industry took a big lead. About 2 weeks back, I think we had global CFO of Lupin addressing the members, was very rightly put. For drug discovery and design, AI is being used to save the information about the patients on whom it can be tried. Pfizer has already done that, Roche has done that, and then many of the Indian pharma companies are already doing that. That means, why I am taking pharma is one of the industries where the information that is provided for the drug discovery is very, very critical. Anything that is not to the accuracy can have disastrous results. When such an industry which has such an importance is in a position to use AI as a tool, why not the other industries? I think we will have the answers from the speakers. Then based on that, I will also try to attempt as to what we are doing from the infrastructure industry. How is it helping us in terms of having an impact on the business? With this very few words, since already we have started late, may I now request Mr. Suresh to give his presentation. Sir, I think we have
to make it more industry focused. I'm part of Senquire. We do AI products for various industry, various manufacturing industry on quality inspection. Currently, people do quality samples. If you go to any industry, they take a sample and do quality. With AI, you can do 100% quality inspection. So people today talked about India has to be a really good quality manufacturing company. So this really enables that. But I'm not going to talk about my company, etc. here. But I'm going to talk about how is the industry moving, what is the industry's expectation out of AI, and how do we make sure we adopt AI, in various industry. Then how is it going to impact in the next few years? And then what is that CMAs have to do in order to get, the best benefit of AI, and how is the landscape changing? That's what I'm going to talk, and then hand it over to my friend who is going to talk more about data analytics, etc. So with that, let me start about the impact on AI on the industry per se. Okay, if I move to the next slide. If I quickly do a quick summary of what AI is all about. AI started, if you really look at how the landscape of the industry moved, was automation. Somebody talked about, hey, look, we had all machines, we automated it, analog became digital, and so what happened? Then you have the digitization. A lot of things got digitized, right? Like even our land records have digitized now. A lot of things have started to getting digitized. Even your phone itself is a digital thing, so you know where things are going, etc. And then you have the internet and mobility. That became very thing. And all these things started producing data. Data started creating when all of these things started happening. And what is AI? AI, or you can call it as AI or Gen AI, is how do we use this data in order to make different AI models or different decision-making tool which can enable the industry to do more better. So it's all about using the data and using those data to be very, very useful in making models. So you have an AI model for each specific industry we develop, and those models will run, and then that's where your efficiency, your productivity will start to come in. So that's all is, using how data and being predictive about it. That's the evolution of AI. If I just look at the industry, right? I'm just taking Vision AI. Vision AI is one part of AI. Then you have Search AI. All your chat GPT is called Search AI. Vision AI is looking at cameras, looking at your CCTV camera here and making CCTV camera intelligent, or doing quality inspection using cameras. That market itself in 2023 was 17 billion, will grow to about 47 billion. This is 2023 data. So it's a growth of about 21.5% CAGR. So this is one of the fastest growing applications. And again, this includes both hardware, software as well. So it's growing phenomenal growth. So if you look at globally why people are talking so much about AI, why industry is, because the industry growth is going to be significant moving forward. And if I break down that industry and say, where are the industries growing, right? Consumer electronics. Now, your computer will be AI-enabled computer. Your mobile phones will be AI-enabled mobile phones. So you do something, you will get to know the intelligence whether you are doing it right or wrong. So consumer electronics will be the first, biggest growth engine, moving from 8.7 billion to about $21.8 billion. That's the growth of consumer electronics. Similarly, somebody said here healthcare. Healthcare is another industry, healthcare and pharma, really, really good prospects on AI applications. We see that in the industry growing from 1.1 to about 3.5 billion. Again, these are all used, data done by research analysts and published data. And similarly, if you look at manufacturing, transport and logistics, autonomous vehicles, logistics, somebody said a truck company is going to be a logistics company. That's where the industries are moving towards, and so on and so forth. So I won't get into it, but really across industry there are AI tools that are being adopted. And what type of tools, I'll come to that in a minute, but there are a lot of AI models that are being generated, and those models help drive complete productivity, efficiency. And how do we do the model? There are data scientists in our company who do AI models, who develop AI models. They develop it for specific industry applications. And those applications can be quality inspection, security and surveillance inspection, pharma industry applications, or healthcare applications, etc. So those are cases that we use, and there are different use cases that I can talk about, but those are helping industries drive productivity. The market size is again, this is only vision. It can be even higher if I add the BOT or the search engine. Market in the hardware space is very, very, like, NVIDIA runs the market for AI because they have the GPUs that can take the data and put the data in a very, very fraction of a second. The speed in which the GPUs run are very, very fast through NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is the leader on the hardware side. But on the software, there are various companies. Some of the companies are big companies, but there are a lot of homegrown companies, including some of the companies that I am working today is a homegrown company where we develop some applications as well. So it's a very fragmented on a software side. And especially technology is moving in a very rapid, somebody told today, hey, look, like models like Google, Meta are investing tons of money in developing models that can run applications. And DeepSeek version 3 is the latest that you may have heard. But those are models that are coming in various industry applications. Moving, how does this impact, right? Look, at the end of the day, there are models that are coming. Why do industry has to adopt? On the left-hand side, those are really the pros, and on the right are some of the cons that we have. Efficiency and productivity. Today, if you have a company of a size 200 million, 300 million, you have already grown, you're growing. But how do we build efficiency? So AI is really the tool that, the CIOs, the CEOs are looking at today to build efficiency and productivity. Very, very important. You don't need so many people, or you don't need the processes to improve, or you need the brand to be improved. Then different AI applications will come into picture. Now the second thing is, a lot of empirical data used to happen. Now decisions could be made based on data. You will get the data and you can analyze the data. You will have a decision made based on data analytics. So things of going wrong are, relatively low. Okay, focus on core areas. Again, somebody made a point, whether AI can be applied everywhere, may not be, right? You may have to look at, where you need the maximum productivity, maximum efficiency, maximum areas where things are going wrong. So you'll have to analyze and make sure that, your core activities are there, but you need to make sure where the AIs are being used. AI also helps in prevention versus after the fact. Like in healthcare, somebody said, there are a lot of AI tools are being used to look at preventive medications, preventive ways of, hey, look, if something happens after 10 years, what can I do to, based on data, you'll know, hey, look, if these are the patterns, these are the models, this is what is going to happen. You can know that now rather than after 10 years, right? So there are a lot of predictive models that they are coming up, where you will be able to know things now rather than after the facts. So AI is also being used for predictive analytics or predictive data, predictive maintenance. Somebody asked infrastructure. Yes, infrastructure industry will use for AI models to make sure that, things don't fall off after the event. You can be predictive when to do maintenance, etc. However, AI is not simple. It requires a lot of change management. I can give you one example. We went to, I won't name the company, we went to a consumer product which does biscuits. Okay, and we did an AI model for their quality systems. Okay, they used to do, because there are tons of biscuits, so they could not inspect everything. When we started doing it, they had about 30% defects. Okay, the quality department said, hey, look, don't produce this data because my job is going to be at stake if the management knows. So, people will not accept the change immediately. You'll have to, keep using it, making sure you work along with them in order to implement this. So, it's like any other ERP where we started, it was very, very difficult to convince. But once people started seeing the benefit of it, then, the adoption will start. So immediately, change management is going to be very important. We need the top management to say, yes, we need this. Otherwise, at the bottom, if you have to work with the manufacturing team, quality inspection team, it's going to be very difficult. The ROI, AI today is very expensive. It's not simple. You have to buy a really, really big hardware. Investments are upfront. Hardware cost is there, software is there, the models have to be developed. So you need time, you need investment, you need to make sure where you are implementing will get you the best of your ROIs, the best of your return. So it's not that everywhere across the industry you can implement AI. You need to be very, very careful there. Data security, ethical and legal safeguards, very, very important. Today, we'll have to sign a lot of NDAs if we have to get manufacturing data. Sometimes the data is stored in-house, sometimes it is on the cloud. Are you willing to give your data to that level of extent? Because to build a model, you need historical data. You need where the defects are going to come from. So are you willing to share all this data? Or are you going to develop this in-house and build on it? So data privacy issues, data security issue. Second, ethical and legal safeguard also is important. You can use this data for some purposes that may not be legally or ethically. So as a company, you'll have to make sure that AI is properly being used in ethical and legal way. You can misuse data. You have seen that happening in many, many places now. You can put, you can have fake data or fake things that come up on using AI. Legally and, safeguards have to be taken care. And then high quality data for developing models, right? AI is also a model. You have to keep evolving a model. And I'll give you an example. A T20 match started, so, a consumer product wanted to advertise with the new labels, etc. The model was developed using an old label. So the model, the new model, when it started, the inspection started rejecting everything. So you'll have to keep training the AI models. It's not going to be, hey, look, one time I have done it. As the business starts evolving, as the business starts changing, as the marketing campaign starts changing, AI models have to also start evolving and changing. So it's a continuous effort that will be there in the industry. AI cannot be just a one-time activity, you leave it and then, things will be taken care of. No, there are efficiencies that will change as the business starts changing. Your models have to keep evolving as well. So, so it is not that something that AI is also like any other software. It has to be implemented, maintained, used, and then, the roles of people will change to make sure that it is running properly. The results are coming as per what the required, things are there in the industry, and that has to be really, really closely monitored. My last slide, and how does this impact our CMA as a profession, right? Look, we have to implement this, so AI is bound to come, it is going to come, and there is no way that you can stop it from coming. Industry will adopt it, efficiency will start to come in. So if you really look, one thing is the traditional activity or the rule-based routine activities will get replaced with AI agents. There are a lot of bots being developed. Even within our company, there are bots that we developed for doing certain routine activities. So you don't need people doing that routine activities anymore. So that is going to happen, it's going to come, and there will be AI agents whom you have to work with as a profession. So you may, when you come to an office, you will have an AI agent, you will have a human being. How do you make sure you interact with this AI agent? So that is going to happen. Focus on more value-added activities, decision-making, scenario-building models with businesses. So understanding, somebody said today, understanding the business, understanding, so CMA cannot be, hey, look, I'm a finance function, I'll be only in finance. You will have to understand the business, you'll have to develop different scenarios, you'll have to use data, you have to be like a decision-making guy. You cannot be saying that, hey, look, I'm just a cost accountant, I'll just do costing. No, the routine things will happen, the P&L will come, the balance sheets will come. How do you use that to make analytics and making decisions? Business understanding, I've told you, is really, really going to be important. What is our business? What's our value add? How AI can help me? How a finance profession can help me? AI model outcome and, okay, look, one of the key things that as a finance, we understand the business, we know end to end. How does AI model run and how is its efficiency, etc. is the new technique that you will have to learn, understand. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult to know, hey, look, investing millions of dollars on AI, whether it's giving you the right thing or not. The last thing is compliance, right? Legal safeguard, I've spoken. Regulation. Today, AI is not regulated. We don't have any laws to say, hey, look, I will only use AI for this purpose. No, you can use for any purpose today. There are still rules that are being formed or framed. We need to make sure as professionals, we are ethical standards are maintained. We use AI for the best regulated purposes. Otherwise, things can go wrong very much. Technology is becoming human, right? So you'll have AI agents, like human agents. Somebody said you'll have the front office, when you enter an office, you don't see your secretary, you can see an AI agent going forward. adopting and understanding the big picture to drive business outcomes. Business is constantly changing. It's getting evolved. A truck company becoming a logistic company, somebody said, is an evolution that happens. Similarly, a pharma company can become a medical diagnostic company, right? Or a hospital-based company. So things are evolving very, very fast. How do we make sure that we as professionals adopt to those changes? Last, as CMA, for all the people who are representing the council here, I think one of our professional development should be a AI. Somebody said today morning AI board has been formed. Data science is going to be very, very important. How do we use large volume data for analysis? Understanding industry vertical is very, very important. So as we develop courses and models, we'll have to see, because tomorrow AI cannot be used as a standard across every industry. A healthcare, a pharma versus a fintech versus a retail industry is very, very different. So how do we as professionals adopt to industry vertical? And that needs to be a part of our curriculum going forward as well, so that we all get enhanced as we make these shifts in our industry starts to change. As professionals, we'll have to also change. With that, I will hand it over to my friend, Anand, and then, he can take and we can have Q&A after that. I'll be available after that, even during lunchtime. If you have any questions, please feel free to talk to me. Thank you.